Here we are at the end of the year and end of 2025. It's been a crazy season, with injuries and, of course, taking trips, all the trips we took this year. And this year I really tried to put a lot of effort into, making YouTube content and trying to create videos. Like, this is another extension of that. I mean, the year isn't over, so we're still here trying to make stuff. I've got some ideas on my board over here. Okay, that's all you get to see. So I got a board, to kind of keep some production going and hopefully come out with some YouTube ideas that are fun, and because I kind of like making these, especially this last one's kind of fun, even though it's been a while since I put another one of these out. But we're gonna do a little better, hopefully. If not, whatever. If so, cool. No pressure, I guess. This is only supposed to be fun and hopefully monetize eventually to make a bunch of money, and then I can never work again. But anyways, we are here for the 2025 recap. So we're going to go over my top 5 viewed clips from 2025. Most of these are going to be shorts just because no one watches my YouTube videos, but apparently my shorts do really, really well. So, and we're going to go from the lowest views to the top views, and we're going to break down the clips and kind of a little background story behind them, because some of them are, I think there's one or two of them that are a little older that didn't happen this year, but, with an injury, you kind of got to make do when you're deciding to try to do stuff. There's some controversy in some of these comment sections here, then I want to dispose of some of these, and we can really talk about those, because there's been some shade, and I feel some haters out there, and I don't think they have enough background to really consider themselves haters. And you know what? Also, we're not making any claims on this channel. We're just here having fun and posting videos that are fun, and hopefully that you enjoy. And if you want to make fun of me, I don't care. You know what? I think that's one of the reasons why this clip, my number one clip, actually got so big, was because of the controversy behind it. In the first place. But that's neither here nor there now. We're going to switch over to OBS, and I'm going to record the video of me reacting to the videos, and we'll talk about them. Okay, so first up is going to be, this title of this video is called The Secret Trail at El Sabo Land Preserve. So that's a trail that's like a local little trail around, right around here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's actually in Portage. It used to be a Boy Scout camp. It's got some, like a really steep little chute, which you're going to see in this video here. And then a couple other little chutes here and there that are kind of fun to ride. But, I mean, we don't have a lot of stuff like this, so it's kind of just a fun little kind of clickbaity. This is a little fun section. This is an old clip, actually. I think this was recorded 2022 maybe, but this is just something I posted while I was out on injury. It was posted back in October. I think it's gonna play, bitch. But that was my 5th most viewed video, with, you're gonna be blown away, with 2.2 thousand views. Like I said, case, front tire case too, not even just the back, a front tire case, but in speed you can't tell. I should have left that out of there, but I don't care. I was just posting it for the views, and it is what it is. Here it is again. Wabow! Wabow! Both tires. Pow! You can't do that. They can't plan that shit, right? You know what I mean? That was all on purpose, yeah. I was just trying to catch as much transition in that downside I really could, yeah. I hope you believe that. Okay, so this one is a video that was in my library for also probably even longer. This was before I even had mountain bike shoes. Like, I think I was rocking a pair of blue Vans that I had in my house, and I'm pretty sure this might have been like the first fall that I rode, because I remember this being extra slippery. Me and EJ. This is EJ behind me. You'll see him in tons of all my clips. Definitely a good riding buddy, and probably up there and one of my best friends. But yeah, he's following behind me here, and I really don't have a lot of footage of people following me, which is kind of why I really love this video. And I don't know why I don't, but it just seems like I'm always the one wearing the camera, which that doesn't bother me ever. That was a steezy little quick whip. This is a local trail though, Maple Hill. I ride this probably a trillion times, and you've probably seen this in a bunch of videos. At the bottom of this section, there's some jump trails that I've definitely, like a couple, not really jump trail, but a couple jumps at the bottom that I've hit 1,000 times over, and I've probably posted clips of. I know there's definitely a scrub clip in there that I know that I've taken and I've posted 1,000 times, but yeah, it's a fun little local spot. You just kind of flow through. As you can see, I don't want to pedal as little as possible. I'm just trying to create momentum as I'm just kind of pumping my way through here, and then we'll go back up and do it all over again. I don't know. It's fun. I remember actually that so I don't even have a mountain bike hood like jacket in this. This is a that's a Columbia hoodie that I just bought from like sporting goods store. You know what I mean? And it just happened to be orange as well because they didn't really have any good colors in my size. So you know, big boys got to have big jackets. But EJ got close there. I bet you if I turned the audio on, he'd probably be like, "Ooh!" I'm pretty sure it happens. So yeah, this is the end of the trail, like last little bit of it. A fun clip though. Like I said, this one was probably, man, this is after, this is before the other one because the other one I have you know, the new upgraded wheels on this bike, but this is like I said, no upgraded wheels, no, I don't even have mountain bike shoes, which is crazy. I feel like I've had these shoes for so long. Which is another video I'm gonna do actually because I'm in the market of buying some stuff because you know, 'tis the season to spend some money in the off season to get yourself ready for next. Whatever, you know. That's a fun little gap in that. Oh, I remember in this he says like hit the gap. There's a little like almost like a roller between these trees right here. That is fun to jump, but I was in the manual and I don't know why. I nose manual one time, which is kind of cool too, but it feels crazy. Ooh, big gap. All these little side hits on this trail are probably the most fun. I really wish they would just build the hits to just like flow into it. And I mean, like most of the guys that I know are all doing it anyways, and we'll just naturally just kind of hit it like that. And it looks like it's starting to wear in now within the years, but man, it'd be really cool if I could just build it like that, just to kind of emphasize it a little bit more to really get a big kick. There's a couple others these side hits on here that are really fun to hit that are making these trails like so much more fun. Because I mean, they're pretty small jumps. Even the big jumps at the bottom are pretty small, but they're fun. You know, it's an okay local. Honestly, without the local here, I don't think I'd be into mountain biking as much as I am without actually having like Maple Hill in my backyard. Because if it was some of the other local places, like Fort Custard, nope. If it was, what was the other place? Meyer Garden, nope. I wouldn't be riding as much as I would. So I'm kind of like blessed to have this place, and I really, really want to get on the board so I can, or you know, I really need to get in there and so I can actually help do some work around here without feeling like I'm gonna piss somebody off. But either way, here we go. On to the next video. That one's got 2.9K. So 2,900 views, something like that. See, this is where I get confused because on my YouTube here, on this guy here, it's definitely telling me I have 21,000 views on this. But that's not what it says on my analytics. All right, we're gonna go to this one because on this page it tells me that I have a ton of views in this. We're just gonna do this one anyways and throw this one in here. This is kind of again, this is another old clip, so it kind of falls in place. It's short, so I don't really have to talk about much about it. This one actually had some comments on it, which were pretty funny. So my beautiful wife decided to film this one when we first started dating. We've been together 4 years now, and this is when I first just got my bike. As you can see, I have mountain bike shoes on, the shoes that I currently have now. So this is a little later, and this is the second bike. This is the enduro bike, the Haro R9. Yeah, and there's some big steps. Same thing. This is at El Salvo. Some big steps, and I was like, what is a better way to kind of feel the difference between the big travel bike, 170 I think in the front, and then versus the 140 that I was rocking on the Kona. The comments are though, I remember some two dudes arguing in the comments here. Let's see if I can shift over to the comments here by doing this. Okay, hold on here. He was telling me point my toes down. Let me find the guy that was like telling me point the toes. Oh, he deleted the comments. Okay, as you can see, these guys are kind of arguing through the comments. If you want to see this, you can just go on my page and click on it and look at the comments for here. But they're all arguing about foot position and blah blah blah, like V shape, and you're supposed to use a V shape. But anyways, there was a guy in here that was like keep both toes pointed down and something along those lines, which I thought was really funny because, and I didn't argue with him because you know I don't care. But it was really funny that all these dudes came in here and just all of a sudden started a whole side conversation and argument about like your toe position. And I honestly like the V position kind of makes sense to me. It was kind of funny for these guys just going in here and arguing. And I think that's one of the reasons why this one probably had so many views was because of the crazy comments that the guys were making in this whole thing about, oh, it's not, you gotta point your toes and blah, blah, blah. See, I'm kind of in that V position, but anyways, this is when I first got that bike anyways. Like, this was probably 2020, late 2023. On the next one. But anyway, so that one's got 21,000 views. So now we're getting up there. So this is when everything was big, man. I didn't know this one had 21,000 views because there's another one in there that's got a lot more views, but we're gonna go back down because I didn't plan on doing this video, but just because it was showing it to me. I think there's a 9,000 views in here, like 10,000 views, something like that. Okay, so this is a new clip. These are kind of longer. I'm just kind of surprised that they're able to get as much traction as they did with it being such a long video. Like, I just seemed like no one would want to watch this long of a short, but I mean, whatever. It did well enough, I guess, with 4,000 views. Not as well as that other video, though, apparently, where you argue. See, this is why I don't care about the haters. They can argue in my comments all day long. I'm completely okay with it because, you know, seriously, you're making my video better. Please argue. This one is fun. So, and right in front of me is our big group of our friends, good buddy Chance. He is an incredible BMX rider. Like,
Where you roll here, roller right here.
We convinced him to buy a mountain bike, and we took him to the bike park. This is after a few runs. And so we've kind of already been at the park and acclimated now, I think, for a few hours. This is what I would consider the biggest drops in the park. And so I think that's what the caption actually says is like, oh, biggest drops in the park? No problem, because, you know, this kid is a monster. And again, I think he's riding a pair of Vans. He's got a half face like helmet with like the little flip up visor for like a hat, like a commuter hat, and a pair of gloves. Like, he might have borrowed somebody's knee pads or anything like that, but this dude just rips. Again, this is his first time at a mountain bike park. He'd probably ridden a mountain bike maybe two or three times. He rode my Kona once and kind of was like, okay, I think I like this. And he rode some of the other guys' bikes too, but coming from the BMX background, he liked the steeper head tube angle and the shorter suspension. And he never really understood why you would need big suspension until you get to a place like this where you're like, oh, the 170, 180 is kind of nice to have when comparison to like, you know, the 130, 140 of like a small size trail bike. But so anyways, this trail is got like, I think 3 kind of drops in it. And there are 3 like bigger drops. I think the bigger ones in the park in like the second section. So the first one is kind of short, which is pretty, it's probably the shortest one on there. So the second one is got, like I said, it's a big compression before you drop, like before the drop. And the third one is extra long, like it's big. Okay, so here it comes right here. You're kind of descending this lower section. This is a big hill. It drops down into there. And then you'll see this drop right there. This one's super easy, really easy fall drop off, you know, and gives you up some speed. But this next one is a big compression right before it. And then you go uphill on a skinny, kind of not really skinny, but up on a platform. Boom, compression, uphill, drop. Kind of a taller drop, but this one is you need some speed for. So the funny thing about that drop you just saw right there was me and the first day we all were coming through here, and we were following one of my other buddies behind us, and we didn't realize that he had a big pull for it because he was going way too slow, and it was just a chain of us all casing this drop over and over, bang, 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 right behind one another because we didn't realize that he pulled so hard for the drop to make it, but. You know, we may end up making it anyways, and we went back and cleared it. As you can see, I didn't case of that one. But it was a good time. It's more along the lines, we just weren't going fast enough, and we didn't realize that we weren't going fast enough because the size of the drop's kind of small at first, and then it gets like a bigger fall, but a smaller, and then all of a sudden it's just a super long gap that none of us were really ready. We kind of forgot about because we had been here before. Luckily, none of us went down at that time. Okay, so this one is like a section that we hit over and over and over while we're up here. It's just a fun run. It's got big drops on it. It's fast. Not really in too many jumps, just mostly drops. And it's all wooden features and stuff. But they've actually rebuilt this whole section since then, because this was happened at the beginning of the year, which is the first trip or the second trip we took at this year. I can't remember when this was, but yeah, this is not a double anymore. This is like an on-off to this double right here. Look at him, he just throws that out there, no problem. Big boner log, unscared, blows a foot off, but still doesn't care, and then still pulls this fucking step down, like still doesn't care. Like I was saying, the guy's a monster. I don't understand why anyone will like this is literally. I'm clickbaiting a little bit, as in like he has ridden a mountain bike twice or 3 or 4 times, but this is the first bike park, and these are big drops. These are huge. Right, stand down by it. Yeah, it's pretty tall. I mean, this is a huge comparison to anything else in Michigan, and pretty much like these are drops that you'd see on probably I wouldn't call it even an intermediate trail, because intermediate trails like don't usually have big drops like this at all. Yeah, he kills this, dude. Like, I don't understand why anyone would have anything, could say any or talk any about him, or like anybody else that was riding with us. But like, apparently, again, there's some controversy in here because people are just hateful and mean on the internet, and that's okay. Keep doing it. Just keep sending it, because I always forget the shortcut. Urgh! I wish I could remember to hit it. See, got a little off camera there, but see, he held on to it good. And again, first time at a bike park, a handful of times on a mountain bike, and I think this is a bike he borrowed from somebody. This is not even his bike yet. He doesn't even have a mountain bike of his own yet. I think he ordered it but never got it. So, and it's crazy. But this leads us to our last clip. So just to set the story up a little bit, we went to this bike park. We went to a couple bike parks this year. And first one we went to was Windrock, which was absolutely crazy and way above like all of our skill levels. We all leveled up at Windrock. It was a great time. No one got seriously injured. There were some few crashes, but of course that's what happens when you go to one of the craziest bike parks on this side of the country, and we're not acclimated to anything that kind of size, that kind of speed. Like, none of us. We just went there beginning of the season and rode this place. We had a blast. A bunch of new people went with us, hooked a bunch of people in, got them in and around mountain bikes. Now we got a whole crew. This was the second trip. We recruited more people, Chance, and we had a couple other guys along the ride as well that were from the area. Chance rode somebody else's bike, and we convinced him a few weeks ago to ride a mountain bike for the first time at Maple Hill, our local. He kind of liked it. It was all right, but we convinced him, and we kept him going and kind of got him convinced. And so then we went to here where we camped. He borrowed somebody's mountain bike shoes, somebody's gloves, somebody's pads, somebody's bike. He had a helmet of his own. But again, this guy's a ripper. On a BMX bike, he can do flares, he can do tail whips, he can do bar spins, he can do truck drivers. Like, he foot jam whips every direction. Like, any type of foot jam combination this guy can do on any size quarter. He can launch quarters 20 foot out of fucking quarter. It's crazy. He's amazing. And so to put him on a BMX bike or on a mountain bike was kind of a new experience for him, but he handled it pretty well. This leads us to our last clip, though, which is my number one view clip by far, and where all the controversy kind of comes from and stems from when we're talking about like internet culture. So again, he kills it, right? And then this happens on one of the most basic trails in the whole park. They call it Fun Run because it's supposed to be an easy, fun run from the top down, kind of down pushing towards the bottom. And it is a fun run, and it's almost too good, too fast for its own good, because if you just send this thing with no brakes, it's quick. The jumps, you're going way bigger than any of the jumps are designed to go, and that's kind of the problem you have here. Even though there's a sign at the bottom, this thing's eaten a bunch of my friends. I think I've gotten bucked on it, but I never went over. Luckily, I've been here a few times now, so I kind of understand. I wish they would change it, or something, just plow it over. I don't care. This thing's just not built correctly for the speeds that you're going, and you're gonna find out what happens when that happens. So there's EJ, there's Justin, a couple other ladies in the crew, Lexi, and I think that's Sarah. And then in front of EJ is Chance again. There's Chance up there in front. So you're not looking at Justin. I'm sorry, in front of Justin is Chance. You're not looking at Justin. You're looking at the guy in front. However, you can follow Justin down too. So This is called Fun Run again. It's supposed to be an easy, I think it's a green that just kind of flows down the side of the park. See, there's no landings. There's just little lips and kickers that kind of flow, and you're just kind of launching them into whatever. It's a fun run. And that was not on purpose, but yeah, it's just like you're giggling the whole time down as you're going down, and there's nothing too big or out of anybody's level. You can kind of just hold off the brakes, let your hands relax, and just kind of fly down the hill in a much more controlled way than like Trooper, where you're like really going down the hill with no brakes and it's crazy. You kind of just head down the hill, you know. Nothing too crazy. I don't even think there's any kind of roots or rough sections at all on this. So just kind of all smooth, up and down. And then all the speed happens. Let's see if I can pause it in time for the sign. Okay, right there. That's the yellow sign. There's Chance right there, Justin. And there's a sign that says slow. Jump ahead, I'm pretty sure. Slow. Jump ahead. Right. This jump should be tiny. And then here he goes. Watch him. Whoop. Oh no. Over the handlebars. Puts his hand down and he breaks his wrist. Here's a slow-mo. Look at him. He's trying to hold on to that. He understands that he can't bail and get over the handlebars, but hoping that the bike has enough travel and suspension and he doesn't go high enough. And if he was going just a little bit slower before he hit this jump, he would have been bucked, but his bike skill would have held on. But, of course, he keeps going, and he's falling from the sky. And I wish I could see, like, where he hits, but obviously I think he bailed and put his hand down at one point in time. As you can see, he's kind of rolling here, and that's what causes him to break his wrist. But he gets tangled up and gets out of it. Rolls really well, and, yeah, that was it for him. He's got a broken wrist. He ended up like sitting out the rest of the day. He recovered well now. I mean, he seems like to be. I think he was back on the mountain bike, but he's always a hard worker. You know, he's always been working on things like that. So I think he was more bummed that he couldn't exercise, and probably more than he cared about riding mountain bikes. In the off season, hopefully we can both get some strength up, because we're both have broken wrist, and we can get back up to riding. Yeah, let's go over to the comment section though, because that's kind of always fun. Let's see here, comments. Some people are kind of like, oh, yeah, sorry, bro, it's heal up, king, and shit like that. But other people, on the other hand, are not so friendly. Yes, I missed the big part of the trail. Yeah, dude, it was just a joke. It's just a caption. I mean, it's just for views, man. I mean, whatever. It was more along the lines he went big at the whole park the whole weekend, but it's not a big deal. He went medium, and then he needed a rest. Great job. The old buckaroo, yes, the old buckaroo, definitely that. There goes. Duke of MTV, like, hell yeah. I love to see anything from them. I always watch their content. Sweet to see them in my comments. Thank you. Please watch more videos. Yeah, see, look, that jump is absolutely the words. Needs to be at least 3 foot longer. Yes. See, people understand. They were expecting the POV to crash the whole time. Apparently, they thought I was going to crash. I mean, all right, whatever. I saw another comment here that was saying something about me crashing too, and I kept going off the line and stuff like that. It might be in here. Good old Hug-a-Buck. Yep, that jump sucks, way too steep. Yep. Quick recovery vibes. That's the type of comments we like. Good job, guys. Great comment etiquette. Check comment etiquette out if you need to know how to comment. I thought it was the tan and shirt helmet guy going to eat it. His front wheel dropped on every jump, nearly sent him over the bars each time. I mean, I didn't see that part. I think he was just squashing everything and didn't want to overshoot everything to the moon, because there's no landings. You're not hitting anything. So I think he's just trying to put his front end down. Oh, there you go. Here it is. Seemed to be mostly acting and advisory and drift offline quite a few times. Yeah, I agree. I actually watched that. I was like, did I really look like I was doing that? And I do that often. I think 2 reasons why is, 1, with braking bumps, your suspension works better when you're not like going over the braking bumps and stuff like that. And 2, I'm heavier than a lot of these guys, so the GoPro effect is making it seem like they're much further away than they really are. And I'm like, I probably weigh double the amount of Justin. I'm 235 pounds on a good day, and Justin's probably like 160 pounds. I don't know, maybe. So I carry a lot more speed downhill. So instead of just riding my brakes the whole time, I sometimes just kind of swerve offline and do stuff like whatever. I mean, maybe I am a little sporadic or whatever, but I'm just having fun, bro. I mean, like, I'm not gonna get mad about it, because again, the views. This is why this one almost has 90,000 views. So if you keep the haters coming, guys, I would love to, quit my job one day off the haterade, and I'll serve it up ice cold for you, baby. Is that bike okay? Yeah, blah blah blah. All right, but anyways, you see what's happening. It was fun. I'm glad that this is kind of a new video. Hopefully I can edit this really quickly and just get it put out there for you guys to watch, just because I'm lacking on the YouTube content. But again, like and subscribe. I'm planning on doing some more videos here coming soon. This one was pretty quick and easy to make. Once I kind of throw this together, it'll be really easy to do. I'll do another one kind of like this. Maybe less script and more like natural, because the last video I did was more scripted. I've got another one that's kind of like a script video, but I'm reluctant to do it because I feel like I can't do it justice with my YouTube abilities right now. But eventually I'll get there and I feel like I can put out that video. But for now, probably some more videos kind of like this. It's just me sitting in front of the camera, maybe change the angle up a little bit and look at some stuff online. We gotta do some window shopping, and it's the Christmas season. Maybe I can put out another video before Christmas and we can talk about like mountain bike shoes or something. I don't know. Till next time, your boy Alex. Peace.